Most people think they understand 50 Cent. They remember the hit records, the feuds, the viral moments, the internet jokes. But the version the public sees is surface level. While timelines scroll and headlines recycle old narratives, 50 Cent operates on an entirely different frequency. Acquiring property, expanding media control, and stacking influence quietly behind the scenes. He's not chasing charts. He's not competing for attention. He's building leverage. As of 2026, his estimated net worth sits around $60 million. Not a product of hype, but of ownership, positioning, and long-term strategy. To understand the lifestyle he lives today, you have to release the chaos that once defined the headlines. Because the reality is far more deliberate, far more controlled. His Houston residence reflects that philosophy with precision. Clean architectural lines, minimalist black and white interiors, and open layouts create an environment where intention replaces excess. A private gym built for performance, a spa-level sauna, and a cold plunge reinforce discipline over indulgence. A custom design space for his son merges comfort with cutting-edge technology, while walls displaying visuals from his film and television ventures serve not as decoration, but as reminders of empire built through execution. And that mindset doesn't stop at personal comfort. It scales outward. In Shreveport, Louisiana, he secured nearly 1 million square feet of production space, transforming it into G-Unit Studios, a permanent media hub anchoring his brand and physical infrastructure. And then there's the garage, where 50 Cent's taste in cars speaks louder than words. The collection, worth an estimated at around $10 million, is a masterclass in precision, performance, and presence. At the top sits the Bugatti Chiron, a crown jewel with 1,500 horsepower, 0 to 60 in just over 2 seconds, and a price exceeding $3 million. Engineered not just for speed, but for dominance. The Ferrari Enzo, one of only 400 ever produced, roars with raw, naturally aspirated power, while the Lamborghini Aventador, wrapped in bold designer colors, merges high fashion with high velocity. For understated authority, his Rolls-Royce Phantom commands presence with a paint finish that shifts between purple, green, and gold in sunlight, while the Rolls-Royce Cullinan serves as the everyday statement car, offering rear lounge seating, tailored leather, and a discreet champagne setup. Classic Chevy Impalas nod to his Queens roots and the culture that shaped him, while other exotics, including Maseratis, Bentleys, and high-performance SUVs, fill the remainder of the garage, blending luxury with practicality. Beyond cars and homes, his possessions carry deeper meaning. Rare timepieces from Richard Mille and fully iced Audemars Piguet watches share space with custom jewelry honoring family. A diamond timepiece featuring his late grandfather, a pendant sculpted in the likeness of his grandmother, blending heritage with craftsmanship. By 2026, his lifestyle is no longer about flash or spectacle. It's about structure, strategy, and quiet authority. Every asset, every investment, every corner of his empire is built with intent. To understand how Curtis Jackson built an empire, you have to go back to where it all began. Born in Queens, New York, he wasn't given a hand. He had to fight for every inch. By his teenage years, the streets had already schooled him in resilience, observation, and the ruthless calculus of timing. Losing his mother at 8 forged a mindset that would guide every decision, every deal, and every track he ever released. When he stepped into the music world, Curtis didn't rely on talent alone. He applied strategy at every turn. Early singles like How to Rob introduced him to the industry with a fearless edge, while his mixtapes built a following that demanded attention. By 2003, Get Rich or Die Trying exploded onto the scene, propelled by hits like Into Club and 21 Questions, cementing him as a cultural force. The Massacre in 2005 delivered chart toppers like Candy Shop and Disco Inferno, while collaborative G-Unit projects, including Beg for Mercy, solidified the group as a dominant brand in hip-hop. But the path to dominance was never without danger. In May 2000, Curtis survived a near-fatal shooting, taking 9 bullets in a targeted attack. That moment could have ended his life, or at least his career, but instead it became a defining symbol of resilience, a real-life testament to survival, reinvention, and power earned the hard way. The streets that forged him and the lyrics he wrote were now backed by experience. Every bar, every move, carried authenticity no chart position could replicate. Fame and fortune brought their own challenges. Feuds with fellow artists, public disputes, and relentless media scrutiny forced Curtis to turn controversy into strategy. Every headline, diss track, and public confrontation became a tool, absorbed into a long-term plan for leverage and influence. Legal battles followed, ranging from contract disputes to lawsuits over royalties, rights, and publicized debts. Bankruptcy in 2015 only reinforced the lesson that appearances are not power. It was a strategic reset, a way to restructure, consolidate, and emerge smarter, with control over his financial narrative. Even the media became part of the battlefield. Rumors, publicized feuds, and financial setbacks painted a chaotic picture, but Curtis learned to manipulate perception, letting the noise build tension while he quietly built infrastructure, secure partnerships, and diversified his empire. Each challenge became a masterclass in turning attention into advantage. By the time he reached the peak of his career, the pattern was clear. Curtis Jackson could absorb chaos, endure scrutiny, and emerge stronger every time. Behind the public persona of 50 Cent, the mogul, the entertainer, the strategist, is a man whose life is shaped as much by family as by fortune. He's not married, but fatherhood defines him. As a father of two, Curtis Jackson approaches parenthood with intention, crafting private spaces, routines, and moments that prioritize stability, growth, and guidance, deliberately kept away from the spotlight. Over the years, he has been linked to several high-profile women, including Chelsea Handler, Sierra, and Vivica A. Fox, though none of these relationships led to long-term commitment. His relationship with Daphne Joy was meaningful but eventually ended. Like his business ventures, each partnership reflects careful consideration, protecting loved ones, preserving trust, and maintaining privacy amid constant public scrutiny. At the core of Curtis Jackson's personal life is fatherhood and legacy. Every decision, from how he structures his home to the daily moments he shares with his children, reinforces a truth he has long lived by. Wealth is temporary, but family and influence endure. Beyond the Bugattis, mansions, and platinum records, Curtis Jackson's life in 2026 is defined by depth and strategy. He's no longer just a rapper or actor. He's a media mogul, entrepreneur, and investor, with stakes in power and related television ventures, smart investments in tech, beverages, and consumer goods, creating multiple streams of income that quietly operate behind the scenes. Though he keeps a low profile, he gives back through youth programs and community initiatives, emphasizing mentorship and impact without seeking headlines. Fans see feuds, viral moments, and social media antics. But behind all, Curtis controls his narrative, turning attention into leverage and timing into advantage. And despite all the wealth and influence, he maintains the discipline that shaped him on the streets of Queens. Fitness, training, and focus remain central to how he operates, proving that resilience and preparation are as integral to his life as luxury and power. If you enjoyed this deep dive into 50 Cent's life and empire, make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more insider stories on your favorite stars. Don't forget to check out our other videos, from luxury lifestyles to career-defining moments, to keep exploring the worlds of fame, power, and influence.